It's better to be heard than to be right, right? I've experienced this, and unfortunately I have often made the wrong choice myself. It was all about being right. I made an important point, but in doing so I was too emotionally charged and had an overbearing undertone. I'm right and you're wrong, so that it was almost impossible for the other person to hear the actual content of what I said. Has this happened to you, and have you wondered how to break this dynamic? If so, I can promise you a remedy. I've tested 3 simple ways to make sure your message gets heard as it deserves. Firstly, avoid using words like always and never. When I once spoke with an executive, one of my direct reports, she insisted that her use of the word never was justified. But if you tell people that they never or always do something, they will try to refute your claim. Your immediate thought would be something like, "Come on, that's just not true. I can think of at least 2 times that I didn't do X." And the actual point you're trying to make is completely missed. People often use these words because they think it'll help them make their point more strongly. But trust me, it pretty much always backfires. Secondly, ask questions instead of complaining, and then listen. Complaints tell us what's not working. On the other hand, questions ask for a specific improvement. Simply put, a complaint sounds like, "You're doing X wrong." A question would sound like, "Could you do Y instead?" Complaints make people feel defensive. Their energy goes into convincing you that their approach, action, thinking is right, rather than considering your point of view. On the other hand, questions are usually perceived respectfully and constructively, creating much more space for hearing your concerns. Here's an example. Imagine someone says, "Your people just aren't giving us the information we need." Versus, "Would it be possible for you to give us the information every Friday?" I suspect you would be much more open to changing your behavior after the second scenario than after the first, right? Thirdly, always start with the positive. When someone makes their point and you disagree, it can be difficult. The other person will not want to listen. Instead, they will probably react as if a red line has been drawn. Doing so puts you on the one side and them on the other. This is not a good way to have a constructive conversation. Even if you later say what you like or agree with what was said, it's usually too late to correct the first impression. On the other hand, if your response begins with something like you sincerely like or agree with, what you have to say afterwards is much easier to understand. Starting with a genuinely positive contribution ensures that the other person will see you as a supportive and cooperative partner. Therefore, they'll be more open to your subsequent concerns and suggestions. Now, you know why being heard is so much more important than being in the right. Listening to others yourself is at least as important. Follow the 3 steps we've listened to ensure you can do that. And if by any chance you really end up in a difficult conversation, I've created a course for you. You can take a look at it. It's listed down below in the show notes. Thank you.